What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. I think that's it.
That's it.
Shaun, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm in the prime of my life today, Connor. I'm ready for a very high energy, energetic show. I think we do 2 hours tonight. I think this is the night that we do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's only saying this because he knows I'm sick. And he's just taking, as they say, the piss.
The piss. I am extracting the urine from the situation. Because Connor, a bit of a sick boy today.
I'm very coffee. I'm just in a bad way. But I'm here to talk movie news. Because I just love it, Sean, so much.
Oh, we can't go a week without talking about movie news.
I was in bed thinking, you know what would heal me? You know what would cure me? I need to talk about Spider-Man before it comes out one more time.
Oh, if only we could just speculate on what Spider-Man No Way Home will feature. Wouldn't that be great for 11 months?
There's nothing better than the speculation 4 days before it comes out.
Oh, that's peak speculation time is what I say. Also, I'm just on that. I tried to pre-book tickets and my local cinema doesn't let you pre-book tickets for that. So
what?
I'm just going to have to fucking look at the draw of that. I'll just have to rock up on the day, I guess.
We pre-booked tickets.
Did you?
Yeah, not to rub it in.
Oh, well, fucking my immune system's fine not to rub it in.
I might not even make it, to be honest. So you can take my ticket. Immediately.
Just straight away. Oh, God, that's a shame. Did he happen to say where he left the QR code?
Does anybody, you're like waiting to see how long you can go?
Let the dust settle.
Oh, it's terrible, yeah. No, he had a good life. And there's just an awkward long pause. You're like, well, I suppose he would have wanted somebody to go. You know,
no sense in wasting it. Like,
you don't want to ruin it. It's like you're doing the eulogy. Does anybody know where he had the ticket or anything? No.
No, wallet. Oh, the wallet's buried with him, is it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, okay. This is not ideal, folks.
So we're starting off Movie Mondays this week, Shaun, where there's a lot of Spider-Man news because, of course, No Way Home is coming out next week. Is it
15th? 15th?
It's the 17th, is it?
17th?
Or 15th. I don't know. It's around that stage, right? So it's probably like a week and a half away. But what's more important is because it's coming out a week and a half away, what they've done cleverly, and what they always do for every release, is they've just bombarded us with like really small news that isn't really news, and they try to blow it up as like the big news ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amalgamate all 5 stories into one. This is our Spider-Man No Way Home section, and then we can move on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, here's all these little throwaway lines that get turned into full articles on some websites. We're just going to summarise them all for you right now.
First one. The new Spider-Man trilogy plans that we were talking about last week, Shaun, are apparently a bit premature, as a follow-up report has stated that they may not be all but confirmed, as was reported last week. So, the report last week was that Tom Holland was signed on for another trilogy of Spider-Man films.
Yes.
And we kind of talked about that. What was great about that last week was, when we covered that, I had not read anything other than the article, and I barely even read that because I was like putting the show together. I was like, oh yeah, that's good, we can talk about that. But after I finished, a lot of people had ideas. Nobody was mentioning, why is he not a Guardian for Miles Morales? I felt like that was the most obvious choice.
Like, that's the passing on the torch kind of thing.
I think more people were going the Venom route.
Maybe, and look, that's totally fair. I've said I do think we're getting Venom in this next movie, but I feel like if you were trying to build up a successor to Peter Parker, we said this last week, don't do it in one movie. Like, do it over the course of 3 films.
Yeah, and then, so what the news is now is that it may not be happening. They could also just be trying to muddy the waters. A lot of this is like, we signed Tom Holland on, but we haven't, but we have, but we haven't. So then when they do it out, it's bigger, I suppose, because this one hasn't technically come out yet.
Yeah, there is also a whole bunch of contract stuff that has to go on, because like the Sony Marvel thing is, that's, you know, one can of worms that you have to deal with. There's also the whole thing about and it came up recently that the Ditko family were suing for control of the Spider-Man IP and things like that. So like all of that stuff has to be taken into consideration before you lock yourself into 3, I would say, $200 million movies. Like,
also, by the time the third one comes out, Tom Holland is definitely over 30. And
yes.
I feel like might lose the Tom Holland is 16 charm that he has. Now, I'm not saying 30's the kick, like the cut-off point for youth. I'm just
that's
saying,
when it's over, as far as I'm concerned.
That's when really you're done. But what I'm saying is, he's playing an 18-year-old in these movies. I mean, although saying that, Tom Maguire and Andrew Garfield were both 30 when the first movies came out, so maybe he can do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And there's nothing to say that in, like, say the first 2, he's playing kind of 20-ish, and then there's a bit of a skip for the third one, and he's barely in it. It's mostly a Miles Morales movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
And he's just there as a mentor.
So we will keep you updated. But there's more Spider-Man news, Shaun. We haven't even...
More Spider-Man news?
More Spider-Man news. Just this one section, because this is the most pointless... I want to read the headline to you because it made me roll my eyes. But this got a whole article, because Kirsten Dunst wishes she could return as old girl Mary Jane in another Spider-Man movie, potentially. Shaun?
Actor wants money. That's
also,
an alternate
is she
headline.
In No Way Home? Probably.
Probably? But I guarantee, like, she's promoting something else. And, like, she didn't just come out of the blue. She didn't organise a press conference to say, I'd love to do that again maybe sometime. Like, she's promoting or working at something else, and an interviewer was
promoting her new Netflix film, The Power of Dog.
Yeah, looks pretty good, actually. I've seen the trailer for that.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so, and then because Spider-Man generates clicks now, like, I looked at Twitter this morning and 4 of the trending articles were Spider-Man. And maybe that's just my little echo chamber that I've set up for myself.
Also, I love the fact that me and you are sick of this, because I think a lot of people are similar, because everybody just wants to see the movie. It's now gotten to the point where I'm just like, don't even tell me who's in it, who's not in it. Just play it.
If I could go back in time, I would just, like, media blackout myself from this. I would quit this show and I would just watch. No. Just for 18 months while the hype dies down. And then I would see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So if you said, if you had your one wish, it would be to leave the show.
You know what, actually, if I did have the one way, it would probably be end COVID, quite honestly.
Okay.
Very selfish of me to just be like, I want to experience Spider-Man, right?
You know what my wish would be?
What?
I want you to experience Spider-Man, right? And then I wave to the crowd as they applaud my graciousness. He's so nice.
Infinite Wishes is probably off the table.
Yeah.
Look, can I just say as well? Sorry, just on the thing. And because Spider-Man generates clicks, the interviewer's just like, "Oh, and would you ever consider returning to Spider-Man?" And she, in a professional interview where you can't say, "No, I had a terrible time." It's like, yeah, I'd love to do that again.
Well, she said, I wish they'd put me in another one, which, to me, I just read as, she's definitely probably a cameo in this one, but she's probably did it in a day, and she's been sitting on it, being like, I don't want to talk about it, and now it's like a week away, so she's like, I'd love to be in it. You know, what can you do?
Well, there's a thing in the comics that, like, the reason, like, Ben Reilly was introduced as, like, the young hip Spider-Man, is that eventually Peter Parker just kind of got to his 40s and got married and moved to the suburbs with MJ.
Yeah.
And that didn't sell comics, it turns out. So I can totally see just like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man being ripped from the family home or something like that, you know?
Do you think they would survive? Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Kirsten Dunst Mary Jane, divorce at 34. There's no way they survived. They're always just scrapping constantly.
I mean, look, they did. Granted, there's a lot they have to work through after Spider-Man 3 happened.
An awful lot.
An awful lot, I would say.
To be fair, he was going around kissing people in front of her. And I think...
Oh no,
we've
talked about this. We've talked about this on the Patreon. It's like, you shouldn't have done that. That's on you. Why did you think that was a good idea?
If anyone can't remember, we did a review of Spider-Man 3 on our Patreon because we had to go back to watch it because it was recommended by our evil patrons and then it got chosen. Evil. And so then we pluck it out, we watch it, and I had forgotten that there's a scene where Spider-Man quite clearly kisses Gwen Stacy in front of all of New York on Spider-Man Day, or whatever shit that is. And then, the next scene, in front of MJ, by the way, MJ's there, and he's like, oh, MJ, I love you, and then he's kissing other women in front of her. Then the next scene is the one when he's going to propose at the dinner, and she's like, mad at him. And Tobey Maguire plays, I think, one of the strangest acting choices of all time, and a script choice, that Spider-Man is sitting at that table and going, I don't know, why is she so mad at me?
The man with spider sense can't pick up on these little cues.
Yeah, what did I do? Did I forget to take the bins out? Did I forget to make the bed? I did kiss that woman in front of all the New York and her. What did I forget?
But I think if you even if the kiss was through the mask, it would have been fine. Or it would have been at least a little more acceptable. But he let Bryce Dallas Howard pull down the mask.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
proper
full on
MJ
the lips.
Style.
It was fucking... I mean, look...
Oh, no, I just love that one scene where he's just like, why don't you want to marry me, MJ? And MJ's like, you're not getting it, you moron. I'm mad at you.
Peter Parker.
I just remember us being like, if you kissed another woman in front of your girlfriend and then later that day you were like, why is she so mad at me? You'd have to go to the mental asylum because there's no way you're that dumb, Peter Parker.
Surely you could put 1 and 1 together in that case.
So yeah, Kirsten Dunst, I'm going to need a yes or no, Shaun. Is she in Spider-Man No Way Home, even in a cameo?
Yes, in a cameo.
I think that makes sense, yes. Another Spider-Man No Way Home news. Tom Holland wants to see a more diverse Spider-Man universe. Interesting wording, Tom.
Interesting wording choice. But okay, so he's alluding to the likes of Miles Morales there. Also maybe Miguel O'Hara, who we'll probably talk about later on in the show in a bit more depth.
Definitely.
But he did an interview with GQ recently, and he's flat out said, look, if the best thing for Spider-Man and Spider-Man fans is for Miles Morales to take over, I'm more than happy for that. Like, which I like that he's cool. Like, I think Marvel as a whole do this thing where they seed little ideas. Like, they'll just drop a little bit of information in, and then that'll turn into a major point later on.
And myself, they do own most of the media, so
this is true.
They can do whatever they fucking want.
Yeah, so they'd be mad if I would be extremely shocked if like Miles Morales had not even been discussed in the MCU at this point.
Imagine Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't in the film, but Miles Morales is. I
would prefer that at this point. Legitimately,
would be cool.
It would be so cool. It would be so cool. But because the Andrew and Toby thing, that's not going to have a reveal anymore. That's gone. Like,
yeah, you'd have to have another one in the team. You have to get Miles in. Fuck it. So why not?
Why not? Like, the only way I will be surprised at this point is if there are even more Spider-Men. You know?
You want like all of them.
I want all of them. I want
now is Oscar Isaac playing Miguel O'Hara is my question.
No, because he's Moon Knight, so he can't.
Fuck.
Technically. But Moon Knight has multiple personalities. So
he's literally in every movie. He could play any superhero or villain you want.
The man's a chameleon. Oh, he could play the chameleon.
I mean, yeah, I just think this is all just leading up to the fact that they're definitely doing Miles Morales, so they're just dropping little hints. Lots of hints. Because then also Kevin Feige confirmed Daredevil won't be recast in the MCU, and basically all but teased Charlie Cox is definitely returning in the MCU.
Yeah, I think he said, like, when you see Daredevil in the MCU, he will be Charlie Cox. Which... good. I like Charlie Cox. He's apparently a really nice dude. Does a very good Irish accent, as we learned recently.
Very good.
Nearly as good as Barry Keoghan, I will say.
I was gonna say the minute I heard Irish accent, my brain went to Barry.
Oh, Barry, yeah, we all love Barry.
An actual Irishman. Very good Irish accent on Barry. Very
Charlie
good.
Cox. Very close though. Very
so
close. I don't think there's a reason to cast a new actor in that role, because they got it so right the first time. I don't know, are you watching mild spoilers for Hawkeye? Maybe are you watching Hawkeye?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what? Spoiler warning over. If you watch Hawkeye, you know what we're talking about, and that's in the same vein, I think, of just like, look, we all want
casting.
this perfect casting. Leave it alone. We're of course talking about Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
Jeremy's back.
There.
Big Jeremy.
Jeremy's
He never
back.
misses. Literally
Big
and
Jezza.
metaphorically.
God, I'm really... I was talking with my brother the other day, and like he's a nothing character, really. Like because Hawkeye's so cool in the comics, and Jeremy Renner has made him the dullest fuck of a man. And I'm not able.
Look, I think it's harsh on Jeremy. I think Jeremy's a nice man. I'm
Do
sure
you
he's
though?
a nice man.
No.
Well, I'm sure he's fine. And
I feel he's never tried at anything in his life, and it's always worked out well for him.
But he's just naturally Hollywood handsome. He doesn't need to do things, right? I think the way I would describe Jeremy is a very Irish granny phrase. Is
Right.
that he's harmless. He's a harmless young lad, right?
He is fairly harmless, I will say.
And so, to me, it's just like, let's just let him do things. I just don't want to watch him do things. But I'm sure there's people that like watching Jeremy do shit. Not for me.
But I'll be honest, look, we're getting Haley Steinfeld now, and it's all been worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Kate Bishop, I'm all in.
I'm all in. Listen to Hero Zero from last week.
Haley pops up again in this episode because...
Does she now?
Yeah, at a certain point, yeah. Just like Oscar Isaac. And then lastly, our last piece of Spider-Man news, we rattled through them because once again, these are all articles, but they are literally just like
talking
Kirsten
points,
Dunst,
like
Spider-Man, Charlie Cox, Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, we've saved you like maybe 30 minutes of scrolling and unknown cookies inserted onto your browser. We've just summed that all up in a cool 15 minutes here.
Yeah. Last one is the Spider-Man No Way Home ticket sales have broken the internet, Shaun. I think we all kind of know this. You probably are suffering from it right now.
I can't contribute to those statistics, I'm afraid.
Do you know what, actually? You can have my ticket because you like Spider-Man more. If you want.
No, I'll get a ticket. It's fine. Like I
don't even like Spider-Man. I hate Spider-Man. You
hate
love him.
Fuck Spider-Man, says you in a Nightwing
That's my
outfit.
chest tattoo.
No, like there's 2 cinemas in my town, so like it's not that big. So like it's I'll get a ticket. It's absolutely fine.
You'll mug somebody.
Oh yeah, I'll kick a child. I'll get that sorted. But this breaking the sale, like, is that breaking the internet? What does that mean? Like in terms of
it's just the sales of the tickets just basically crashed everything. That people were just like nods and then selling them for like ridiculous prices online. Just the idea that you would buy a ticket and sell it for thousands. Just I don't think we even seen this with Avengers. This is like another level.
No, like even like Endgame, like which was like that was the big experience Like, I just booked 2 tickets to the midnight screening of that. I just, like, went on my phone on my break at work.
So then, this begs one final question, Shaun. Will this movie, which hopefully we never have to talk about until our review of it, will it break Avengers Endgame?
No.
Or will it not? No, it won't.
It won't, because of the time it's being released at.
And also, Avengers Endgame was what? It was lightning in a bottle. Even though, isn't that weird that you can't get tickets for this, but you could get tickets for Endgame? But maybe they were expecting it more.
Maybe that's it. But like, I think this has a lot. Like, Spider-Man, it's going to do well, but it's got a lot of stuff working against it. Namely, a lot of places you can't go see a movie as easily as it once was. Ireland, things have been cut to 50%.
To be honest, we might not even get to the 18.
We might not even get it, in which case I'll have saved €18. But
you're sitting there, fingers crossed.
But here's the thing, right? And hear me out here, Connor. My town, 2 cinemas, 50% each. So one half of the town goes to one cinema, the other half of the town goes to the other cinema. Everyone 50. Gets to see the movie, except me. I couldn't get a ticket.
You're still outside. Guys, I came up with the plan.
Guys, it's me, Shaun, the plan guy.
When I was doing the maths, I counted everyone but me.
Yeah, it's one ticket left over. And it's like there's this orphan boy who had a Spider-Man t-shirt he made himself, and it's me.
Give me that ticket.
Give me that shirt.
Give me your shoes. But you have shoes. I want yours.
I want yours. They light up.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news. So that is Spider-Man news finished. We are now
forever
on the road to No Way Home. That I don't ever have to do any weird fucking minor articles about Spider-Man No Way Home. Tom Holland said this. Kevin Feige said this. Let's just play the movie and then we can watch some cool stuff.
Can I... Sorry, we should probably talk about this afterwards. But... So Spider-Man No Way Home comes out next week. So then, in theory, the review of that would come out on Monday the 20th. Which is just before Christmas.
Yes.
Either that or it's the 27th, just after Christmas.
Okay.
So, either way, that's going to be our Christmas special in one way or another.
Oh. I suppose it has to be the Christmas special. I think
so.
We have our gift giving, but... Of
course.
Just do the Christmas... We normally do a Q&A for the Christmas. We can do a Q&A for New Year's, if that's easier. But then we have our end-of-year awards. So what would people prefer?
We could do the awards and the Q&A all at once, I assume.
I'm not
if you have any ideas of what you want to see for the rest of the year, just fucking let us know. The one thing is, for Weird News, we're definitely talking about the asparagus lady who predicts the future using asparagus.
That's a good point. So, actually, that reminds me... For people who listen to Weird News, please start sending in some of your favourites throughout the year. It makes it way easier for us to figure out what our top 10 stories are. Because we always do a best of highlight reel. No, don't do it.
Then I won't have to edit it.
We always do our best of highlight reels. So if anyone has any suggestions of... You can think back to a story from any time from January 1st to the very last episode of Weird News. If there was one story that made you laugh... Or maybe
I really hope there was one story all year.
That's less shit than the other ones. Send it on to us. Send it into Detective Dimmerman's discussion group. Send it in to us on Twitter or via DM if you need to, or on Instagram, anywhere.
Yeah, we might start a thread in the group and just be like, throw in your Weird News ideas here.
Because what always happens is we never find anything funny. So
no, because we've said this before. Like, as soon as we press stop record, we forget those stories.
I can't remember what we did last week.
No, not at all.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun, and this is about Disney as well.
Disney,
and I think this headline really caught my eye, solely for I love the audacity of it, because Shaun, if there's one series you like other than Spider-Man, other than Lord of the Rings, other than Dune now,
yes, run out of series.
What about Pirates of the Caribbean, Shaun? Because I know
I do like Pirates
your
of the
weakness is pirates.
I fucking love pirates in all forms, correct.
Well, Disney reportedly is developing a standalone Jack Sparrow movie without Johnny Depp.
Very interesting. So is it like a young Jack Sparrow? Because those books were pretty good.
Yeah, you're going to get a young Jack Sparrow. We're getting
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy's locked in, surely.
Surely, because he's already Willy Wonka, right?
Yeah,
and already
he's just going to go through the whole filmography of the man.
Yeah, like how we previously cast Alden Ehrenreich in every Harrison Ford remake. So Chalamet now has all of the Johnny Depp movies. He'd be a good Edward Scissorhands, to be fair.
He would. He has that weird vibe.
He's got that bone structure.
Yeah, he's got that bone structure. I mean, what do you feel about a standalone origin Jack Sparrow movie that we're getting? Because you said to me, we need more Pirates of the Caribbean films. It's a franchise that just won't die, and I really hope it doesn't. That's an exact quote from you. So what do you feel about this?
It's actually, you've gotten confused there, Connor, because we need more pirate content.
Okay.
Back in 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to the 70s or 80s or 90s, I would imagine. Early 2000s as well.
Large.
There was a lot.
What about 2010s, 1930s, 1920s?
Pirates used to be massive in media, and then they did Pirates of the Caribbean. No one could imitate it, and they just dropped off, right? So now, while Pirates of the Caribbean, Young Jack Sparrow, that's like in the same vein of just like cashing in on a thing. Just make more pirate stuff, please. I think that's what I want out of it. So if it has to come by the avenue of here's this established world and this established character and here's where they came from, even though none of it was addressed in the other 5 films he was in, fine, I guess I'll still watch it. I still like pirates.
I'm telling you, you are such a hypocrite.
A hypocrite?
To quote my famous quote, you're a hypocrite out the wazoo. So you are, Shaun.
By God.
Because
not only has he called me a hypocrite, but he's used an outdated phrase to enhance the term.
If there's... It's not outdated, it's coming up. It's not happened yet. I'm still getting it going. We're still a groundswell of out the wazoo.
You're doing the groundwork to get off the wazoo, out the wazoo, whatever you're saying.
So, Shaun, you've always said to me you hate origin stories for characters that we've already seen in films. It kind of ruins the characters. We don't want to see where they came from. Just show us the cool stuff of what they do now. You said it about Alien and all the Alien origins, and the origins about any villain of any kind, and mostly any hero of any kind. So, Shaun, why is pirates your one thing that you will allow?
Because there is a no, and here's the thing.
Because Connor, in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s,
up to the 23rd and 1/2 century. No, the thing about a Young Jack Sparrow is that there is already a story there that's quite a cool story that I like.
Is he not just a pirate then?
No. So he used to be he used to work for the East India Trading Company, right? And he used to just ferry cargo between like China and England, bring tea and stuff like that. But then he was contracted to ferry slaves one time. And he didn't like that, so he let all the slaves go. And in response, they took his ship, which was called the Pearl, and burned it with him on it and sank it to the bottom of the ocean. When he then made the deal with Davy Jones, and it came back as the Black Pearl.
Right, okay.
So that's a cool story, shows a side of the character we haven't seen before, and ties into the existing films. You also get Bill Nighy back as Davy Jones, presumably.
But can I raise, I wouldn't say a problem, I would say it's something that gives me slight hesitation when it comes to something like this. Because we both love Pirates of the Caribbean 1, and we're very strict on that, because... I mean, some of us like 2 and 3, they are wrong, of course.
No,
but
entirely correct, I would say.
Is really the goal. But really, is this going to be a movie where you just have a young actor, probably Timothy, and he's playing... Does he have to play Captain Jack Sparrow from 5? Or does he have to basically do a depth reenactment of the character? Or do you do like a serious version? Well, not serious, but like a less Johnny Depp version before he becomes fully crazy.
I mean, that's an interesting way of doing it, is that like now you take it back to like why the character is the way he is. And because then it would be like this downward trajectory of Jack Sparrow's like mind throughout all the movies.
And every so often he just keeps glancing at like bigger and bigger wheels, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on that one.
I'm gonna stumble about on that for a while.
I'm gonna stumble on that 40 minutes. I'm gonna take up 40 minutes of a runtime doing that."
Great scene. It's a great scene, Connor. It's action and adventure at its finest. Better than The Mummy, I would say. That
Which
one
mummy?
scene. Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
How dare you? That's the perfect mummy.
That's the best one. It never got better than that.
That's actually correct.
That's factually correct, actually, yeah. The second one, all right.
Are you looking forward to this movie? Do you want them to do the same or slightly more serious? Or is it going to be just family friendly? Jack Sparrow gets out of things.
I would like it more serious. Like not a P... No, I'm not saying like make it rated R, but like a heavy PG-13. Like where there's some fucked up stuff going on. I think that would be interesting.
You just want like proper pirates.
I just want pirates.
Them doing some bad shit.
Yeah. I want someone to get keel-hauled, is what I want.
You want Joker, but pirates.
If I could have that, I would. Please. Everyone should watch Black Sails, by the way. It's a fantastic show. It's 4 seasons of perfect telly. Continue.
Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And this is another piece of news that really caught my eye. Because we talked a few weeks ago that Nicholas Hoult was going to be starring in a movie called Renfield.
Yes.
Now,
about Dracula's assistant?
Dracula's assistant. So they've run out of Dracula movies. They are now doing Dracula's assistant is getting a movie. I'm assuming Dracula will be in it. I'm not quite sure. But Nicholas Hoult will be playing Renfield. It's going to be a new big deal. It's going to be part of the monster universe, I think. It's going to be their new big franchise that they're going to put it all behind. But Shaun, what about if I told you the Universal Pictures, the Universal Dark Universe, has found its Dracula for the Renfield film?
I would be shocked, quite frankly, Connor.
Nicolas Cage is Dracula in Renfield.
Oh. That's terrible and brilliant at the same time.
That's all Nicolas Cage performances.
Yeah, he's just a weird vampire, man. He's going to go hard on this. He's going to get really interested in this.
Yeah. This is right up his fucked up street. Like, he's going to be all about this.
Yeah. He's going to drink blood. He's definitely going to drink real blood. That's happening on film. I
assumed.
But is... Like... But then why isn't Dracula the main character then?
Because Renfield, I don't know how much I have to describe this. How are you not getting this? He's the assistant to Dracula, and he's the good character we all like. He's the most interesting one. I want to know who's Iron Man's assistant. I don't give a shit about Iron Man. Okay, yeah, Jarvis. Cool, but let's do it for all of them. You know what I mean? Like, why does Alfred not get a movie? What's going on there?
Didn't he get a TV show? Didn't he get Pennyworth?
And I mean, Alfred, but I want old Alfred to get his own action movie.
Old Alfred, you see. Apparently it's following the toxic and codependent relationship between Dracula and his henchmen, because that's what's interesting about Dracula.
I was thinking that, because you said to me the most interesting thing about Dracula isn't that he's a vampire, that that's a very cool concept. All these vampire franchises and things that have been going for the last 30 years, they've been missing one trick. Who is the vampire's henchman? That is what we're all thinking.
But it's just like, I mean... It's just... do you remember they made The Invisible Man And they made it for no money, and it did really, really well.
Really well. And Universal were like, we've done it again, lads. after the other, the Mummy.
The Mummy... Is it just the Mummy, or is it the Mummy Return?
I think it was just called the Mummy. I'm pretty sure.
And then they did have Dracula Untold, but it's a different Dracula. A non-canonical Dracula. So then they had this big success with Invisible Man, and now they're just throwing money at a Nicolas Cage Dracula's assistant vampire movie. I mean,
yes,
it's like they learned nothing from their brief success.
Would you go so far as to say, although you know what, I think this would be funny if they pull this off. If Nicholas Hoult is amazing as Renfield, and he's a very good actor, I'm sure he could do it. But like, Nicolas Cage is a lunatic. You don't know what you're going to get with him. It could be amazing, it could be terrible. We're not quite sure. Nicholas Hoult, he could be excellent in the role. Then you start another Universal Dark Universe, you're away with it. Printed money.
But like, if they're trying to do the Dark Universe thing, would it not make more sense to have Dracula be a part of that team up? Rather than, here's his assistant who we've established as the main character. We can't afford Nicolas Cage anymore.
I love the idea, right? They do 9 of these films, set up the whole team, right? Gets to the big Avengers-style team-up movie, and they're just like... announcing the characters one by one. At the end, they're like, and we have the Werewolf Man. We've got the Invisible Man. We've got, who's Angelina Jolie? Frankenstein's wife. We've got this whole fucking Hollywood all-star team. And coming up the rear, the team captain, Dracula's assistant, Renfield.
And Nicholas Hoult comes out like cheering to a very silent Comic-Con.
He comes out to the Space Jam music. They're all just dancing.
Of course he does, actually. It's just, it doesn't... Why, like... It's like they're trying to trick people into watching Dracula, but the hook is that there's this guy that no one cares anything about. Like,
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Are you more excited for this or Moonfall, where the moon falls?
A Moonfall? But you know Moonfall's my most anticipated movie of 2022.
That's
and Batman's
true.
Coming out.
Batman and Spider-Verse 2 be damned.
They can go eat shit. Not for Moonfall, the best movie ever.
It's your other chest tattoo, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the back.
The back chest.
The back chest. What are you doing today in the gym? The old back chest. Working the back chest.
Did you fall and hit yourself?
We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. How do you feel about a Renfield movie? I think best idea ever, yeah?
Idea that happened in our lifetime.
Nicolas Cage as Dracula, by the way, is excellent casting. Just in general.
Excellent casting. Yeah, no, really, really good casting. But he's not the main character.
No. We're moving on to another little bit of superhero news, Shaun, because the Batgirl movie is, of course, coming out. And we had a bit more news in regards to J.K. Simmons. Now, if you will remember, J.K. Simmons is in this universe.
He is.
And he's not J. Jonah Jameson, even though he's also... He's concurrently starring in both universes at the minute, which good for J.K. Well done, boy.
And so JK is not JJ, he's Jim.
He's Gordon. Jim Gordon.
Jim Jordan.
And he was, of course, Jim Jordan. Jim Gordon, and he was in Justice League for... I'm just looking about watch you. 4 seconds? How was it?
About that. About that.
He was in that one scene on the roof where Ezra Miller's quipping. That was pretty good.
Yeah, was he in Batman v Superman? Did he have a brief thing in that?
I'm trying to remember. Was he in Batman v Superman?
We can't remember, which I think speaks volumes.
So, it's a pretty powerful performance by JK there. So he has been, I would say, used sparingly, being kind. But what we found out is, of course, that they are doing a Batgirl movie. And you might remember that Batgirl, she knows Jim Gordon quite well. And it would
Yes.
be very hard to do a Batgirl movie without including Jim Gordon because, of course, he's her father. So we have the news this week that the Batgirl movies, Jim Gordon will have a much bigger role than he has had in previous films. Meaning J.K. Simmons, he's back in a big way.
I mean, good news for J.K. Simmons and J.K. Simmons' fans. But like, we haven't seen much of Jim Gordon in this universe. Like, because, and you might correct me if I'm wrong here, but Jim Gordon is usually portrayed as he's a good cop, he tries hard, but he's working against the system a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's always like him and like 3 other people, but mostly just him in my head anyway. That's like, and the cops are like, Batman's useless. He's not. You've seen it play out loads of times.
Yeah, we've all seen The Dark Knight.
Yeah, basically like he's like, oh, he's good, and everyone's like, that Batman's a piece of shit.
He put a light on the roof. But
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen enough of J.K. Simmons' version of Jim Gordon to have like a big interest in, oh wow, let's see where this character goes, you know?
Does this also mean that this is the Ben Affleck universe?
I guess it has to be, right? But is it like the Zack Snyder one or the Joss Whedon one?
I hope it's the Joss Whedon one. I mean, obviously, but
That's the
also,
one they canonise.
That's the one that's good. No, I mean, I always got the impression, and I really like the idea of, if anyone has seen The Dark Knight Returns or read The Dark Knight Returns in any way, that part 1 and part 2 is there's a very cool dynamic between, you have Jim Gordon and you have Batman, who are both much older, and even say one of the very first scenes is them having a whiskey together in the bar, and they're just kind of like, I think Jim Gordon's retiring, and they've been, and like he's sitting there with Bruce Wayne, like he knows Bruce Wayne is Batman, but they've just been through everything together, like they've just tried to turn the city around, just the two of them. And I really like the idea of like an older Jim Gordon with an older Batman. I feel like that's good casting for when Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of silly when he's not, because then if you have Robert Pattinson as Batman, Jim Gordon probably shouldn't be J.K. Simmons in that regard. So it would have to be the Ben Affleck universe.
It has to be, yeah, because Jeffrey Wright is Jim Gordon in Robert Pattinson's
Of course,
Batman.
yes, of course. Yeah, so you just have a situation where they're just doing this film and they've got JK and he's coming in. A Batgirl movie should be coming out in cinemas. We've talked about it's not. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah,
for
it's
some
a dumb
weird
fucking
reason.
decision. Like, because you can just put Bat in front of anything, and you can put that in cinemas. Like that's all it takes.
I mean, a movie we're talking about now in a few minutes, Spider-Verse, it would be the equivalent of them going, well, it's not Peter Parker, so we're going to have to put this on streaming.
Yeah,
and people
literally.
are like, no, put it in the cinema. People will like it.
I'm not opposed to it. Like, you're right, it does make sense for Jim Gordon to be in the Batgirl movie, but like it just feels like there's so much more they could be giving us in regard to Batgirl and that universe as a whole. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything. They've been keeping it all under wraps. We haven't even seen anything. Just
Peacemaker, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think we've seen anything in regards to like even behind the scenes or like even me putting the show together. I don't really see a lot of Batgirl news, so maybe they're just like, we'll just release it quietly on HBO Max and we'll say nothing more of it.
Yeah, but we'll give Ezra Miller's The Flash. Oh, that's getting the full cinema treatment.
Let's get Ezra in. Let's get Ezra to do more quips. So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news. And this is a news story, by the way, that I was excited to talk to you about. Because it's not often that we get to have an original idea in Hollywood.
Tell me more,
Connor. Now, when I say original idea, it is of course based off of a property that has already existed, that has already had like 3 movies, but it's going to be a reboot. But it's going to be a reboot of an old franchise, but done in a very original way, Shaun.
Nutty Professor.
So, Not Nutty Professor, no.
Dr. Dolittle.
Think of late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
A very, I would say a very...
The Mask?
Sorry?
The Mask?
No, he has a mask.
Spawn?
No, it's big. It's a big franchise. Antonio Banderas. Zorro is going to be... I'm going to die.
Wow. Oh, the
Zorro.
sickness.
Shaun, Zorro, I was so excited to talk to you about this. Zorro is coming back, right?
Oh my god.
And I know Zorro, you can't miss. It's... What if you were to just, off the top of your head, write a Zorro movie, what's Zorro about?
He's essentially a pirate on land, actually. No, he's a superhero. He saves people. Yeah. That's what he does. He's against wrong'uns.
Yeah, and what does he normally do to defeat the wrong'uns? When's it normally set? All that kind of stuff.
Calmly talks to them. Uses his words instead of... he uses a sword, and he always carves a Z into things.
Interesting you say that, Shaun, because what about Zorro 2.0, which is what this Zorro will be?
Right.
His face.
Does he...
No.
I'm confused. Zorro tags an NFT at his location? I don't know.
Zorro is an undocumented hacker in a 2.0 reboot.
Fuck off. What?
I think this might be in the running for world's worst idea.
This is horrendous. This is horrendous. No, give me more reboots, please. Fuck this.
But like, I would rather just reboot and give me the same film slightly worse. At least that's harmless. At least nobody cares.
At least that's hurting no one. But
yeah,
he's a hacker.
Yeah,
hackers I feel people are comfortable enough with technology now that just putting a hacker in a movie does not make it, I don't know, like interesting or exotic, you know?
I mean, in the 90s it was. When there was somebody at a computer and you just heard like the tapping and then it's like, I'm in.
I've decrypted the firewall. Like that scene in Criminal Minds where there's two hackers and they're using the same keyboard to hack faster.
Yeah, the typer they fast. The faster they type.
Oh, you're clearly no hacker.
There's an episode of Arrow, isn't there, where Felicity's out hacking her dad is on the other side. They're like out hacking each other back to back.
They're both
he's trying to hack me,
things.
but I'm hacking him. That's so cool. Such a good visual. I like to see that more than fights.
But here's the thing. Because Zorro's whole thing is that he's like this swashbuckling adventurer rogue.
Yeah. That's why I tried to get you to explain what's his thing.
And he's a sword man. He uses swords.
What's he use the sword for?
To kill people and to carve names. To carve the letter Z. So he's just going to be pushing the letter Z on a keyboard? Control Z?
I think he's asleep. Control Z. It gets worse, Shaun, because I have the official synopsis. And I cannot think of
who's making this?
From Sleep Dealer director Alex Rivera.
That name sounds familiar, like he'd done something before. Sorry, what were you going to say? You can't think of a movie?
I can't think of, a movie that, when I read about it, I thought, Shaun is going to hate this more than this. Because not only, do I just need to read the synopsis for you?
Yes,
so
please.
You're in the Hollywood ballroom. I'm after pitching Zorro 2.0. You're thinking... This guy's clearly on LSD. This is a fucking terrible idea. We're going to lose millions of dollars.
But Connor, I'm already after turning down Real Steel 2, so I'll be honest, I'm desperate.
I don't understand anything to do with films. I've turned down Real Steel, and now I'm here with you, sir. So, the synopsis reads, Shaun, when his mother is attacked by a secret government unit, Oscar de la Vega, a young, undocumented hacker known as online Z0RR0.
Fuck off! No one
otherwise
known
as Zorro
Yeah,
fights back
I'm with you.
and discovers a high-tech conspiracy that threatens not only his family, but the world, Shaun. But the world.
But
His head is in his hands, he's rubbing his face,
I hate this so
given
much.
up.
First of all, right, that's not how the internet works anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, like, everyone's data is just, like, okay, so the internet's not fun anymore. It's all about corporations and shit, okay? So Z0, RR0.
Yeah, Zorro.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He's cool. He's elite. But he's just hacking as a revenge for his mother?
Yeah, his mother... Hang on, I just want to get this down. His mother is attacked by a secret government unit.
Physically, like not like a cyber attack. They're not doxing her.
No, I think they dox her.
They
So
dox
he
her.
hats them.
She's streaming. She's busy streaming some Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then she gets swatted.
She's streaming and they go down and they just absolutely nail her with downvotes. Just, like, non-stop.
My God. What
they do is
streamer.
they claim 3 of her videos and her channel gets taken down off YouTube. 3 strikes, she's gone. And he has to strike back as Zorro and somehow defeat her, ultimately being the greatest Zorro hero we've ever seen on camera.
My God, he has to hack into YouTube. This isn't going to be very, like, visually appealing, though, is it? Because it sounds more like Die Hard 4 than it does Zorro.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Why does it all of a sudden... Was it not Die Hard 4.0?
Sorry, Die Hard 4.0, excuse me.
So
a good day to Die
Zorro
Hard.
2.0. Yeah, so now you just have to have hacking, and it's going to have a lot of scenes where he's at a computer and he's typing away, and then the bad guy's at a computer and all of his minions are typing away around them, and then they're just like, what? How is he doing this? He's defeating all of our firewalls. And then you're just typing away, and then somehow he wins.
Like, but is like, what's the why does this have to be Zorro? Why can't it just be
why can't it just be a bad movie idea and leave it alone?
Yeah, why can't you call it Hackers or... Oh no, well that's taken. But like, just call it Z. Just call it Z.
Just call it Z.
Just call it Z or Z, depending on which you prefer. Like, this doesn't need to be... Why would you drag Zorro's name through the mud? Because here's the thing.
Not Zorro.
Not Zorro. Here's the thing, though, right? And this impacts other franchises, because there is going to be, maybe 20 or 30 years from now, there's going to be a Batman story set in 2021, right? That's his origin. And so little Bruce Wayne is going to be coming out of a theatre after seeing this version of Zorro.
Yeah.
And this is going to inspire his life of crime fighting. He just becomes a troll online.
Yeah, he's just a troll. He's just like, I fucking hate the Joker, man. He's a dickhead.
He just starts harassing criminals to the point that they commit themselves. Like, he drives them insane. That's what he does.
Every time Riddler puts up a post of a riddle on Twitter, he just replies with "gay and dumb!" ! And Riddler's like, oh fuck, this little shithead. He's
bastard.
11.
This new Master 69.
New Master 69 fucking me up, man. I just think this might be up there with Moonfall, but I think Moonfall has a bit of charm to it. I think
Moonfall's at least original, is the thing. They're not destroying
originally
Zorro.
Terrible.
And look, we're always the first to say, the old movies still exist and everything like that. I'm fully aware of that, but I still hate this more because it's Zorro.
It's a terrible idea. It's just a terrible idea outright. I just want more hacking movies. They're so exciting, so interesting.
Visually appealing to watch. Sorry, go ahead.
We're finishing off this week, Shaun, with a big trailer, because we had a bit of a teaser trailer for, I'm going to come out and say it, the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had. Ever. Yeah. My opinion, I don't know how you feel.
No, you're entirely right. It's the best one.
A movie that you love, Spider-Man, and had not watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse until I basically bullied you into it, and then I bought you the DVD.
Yeah, you gifted me the DVD for Christmas, I believe.
I think so. So, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse teaser trailer was unleashed, Shaun, and we got our first look at next year's film. Now, this is, of course, going to be part 1. It's going to be a 2-parter. From what I have read, it's going to be part 1 is next year, and then part 2 is 2023. So our goal is not to die by 2023, and then we can experience all of this film. Because...
And then there'll be no more Spider-Man related media, and we can finally relax.
Yeah. Shaun, this teaser, where would you like to start?
At the beginning, I suppose. So, Miles is chilling out, listening to music. Things are going good.
Same song, kick straight back in. And I mean, it was literally like two notes, and I was like back to watching it in the cinema, being like, this is amazing.
I'm back in this universe, cool.
Yeah.
And still looks like all of it still looks great, like from what we see in this teaser.
Animation is just, boys.
Oh, lads. And
I forgot how much I liked it. I not even just liked it, I loved it. I forgot how much this animation is so unique, but like...
Yeah, it's so stylized. Like, it's just, it's so good. There's a really good breakdown of it. I think it might be Movies with Mikey, does it? But there's no... You know the way you'd have depth of field, where the background is blurry?
They made it like
comic print, where it's like cyan, magenta and yellow, and they just spread them further apart the further you get from like the focus.
And there was literally some people I seen coming out of the cinema being like, they thought you needed 3D glasses.
Yeah.
It was blurry, but it was like, no, it's just focused in on the things you're meant to be focused in on.
Exactly. And so Gwen shows up, Spider-Gwen, White Spider, whatever you want to call her, or Ghost Spider, shows up through a portal, and is like, she just seems to want to hang out. Like, do you think that's because there's some threat going on, or is she just showing up?
I think this could just be the start of the film. That she shows up and she wants to hang out because she's into him and he's definitely into her. And
he got a big old crush.
It's an amusing thing where he's trying to get rid of all of his toys, and he's like, oh yeah, my college dorm room's a lot more adult than this, and it's all embarrassing. And then of course she's like, do you want to come, like, go have some fun? He says, I'm grounded. And there's this, the bit after that is just a really great transition, like so slick, of she leaves the window and he walks over to the window. It's just, the animation is amazing, and she's already in full costume just standing at the edge of the building like, is Spider-Man grounded as well, or what's going to happen?
Turns out he's not. Like she dives out of the window, not dives out, she like a scuba diver going off the side of a boat, just like rolls back off it and is just standing full 90 degrees on the side of the apartment. And we get like, it's kind of it's the suit is, I get the feeling it's kind of the same suit but without like the hoodie and stuff around it.
I think it's it's a bit more refined.
Yeah,
I suppose
it's like
the idea
a 2.0 kind of suit.
It's a Zorro 2.0 situation.
It's a Zorro 2.0 suit, of course.
Yeah. But no, I think it is going to be a bit more of a refined suit. Now, it might take away some of the character because, like, the whole point of one, but you can't just have the same plot of one that he's like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah, no, I like that he's more confident and established. That would make a lot of sense.
I know it sounds weird, but he also looks older and more muscly.
He does,
but he's a drawing.
I don't no, but you're totally right. They've drawn him to look older. Like, he's like probably like 16, 17 in this.
Maybe, yeah. What was he in the first one? Is he meant to be? He does.
I thought he was 15.
Okay, so yeah, I would accept 16 in this maybe. Like,
yeah,
it might be something that it's just my brain that I'm like, oh, he looks older, but for some reason I was like, oh yeah, he looks like he's aged up. That drawing has been drawn slightly older.
That drawing has aged since we've last seen him. Yes. I will say, I do like that red and black suit a whole lot. I think it looks really, really, really cool.
Another suit, Shaun, that was in this film is that he flies through a load of portals. You hear him screaming, and he comes out in this universe that's like a lot less quality are a lot less quality in terms of like HD. Like it's all like blurry.
It's like it has no line art on it, nearly. Like,
and
it's
so
just colour.
But I love the idea that Spider-Verse, like, I think, like, Spider-Verse, Lord and Miller, they're, like, looking at No Way Home, like, lads, wait till you see what we do.
Amateurs.
Like they bring everybody into the one universe, and they're just like, okay, we're going to do this. We're just going to hop universes, and everything's going to look weird, and everything's going to look different, and there's going to be a spider pig that's not even a Spider-Ham, like, let's not even think about it. We're just going to fucking do it. And so there can be scenes where Miles falls through a portal and the animation is different. Like, he's different from everything around him, and it's like,
it's
clearly one
world.
of these doesn't fit.
Yeah, because we had that with like Spider-Man Noir and things like that in the first Spider-Verse. It's like, no, they interact with the world a lot differently. And then, Connor, in that world, we see Spider-Man 2099.
Miguel O'Hara shows up.
Miguel O'Hara. And so he's very cool. I think
he's played by Oscar Isaac as well. Let's just make this clear. He
showed
up
in the post credits of the last one. And I think he gained the ability in the post credits to jump between dimensions. Wasn't that his thing? Because he ends up in the Spider-Man meme in the 60s.
Does, yes. Yes, because his assistant, well, his robotic assistant creates it for him. Yeah,
that's an AI. I forget. I think it's Vicky or something. But she has an AI in the comics. It's like the only person he trusts. So that world that they're fighting in, it's called Nuevo York. It's New York, but it's like there's a whole lot of like Mexican and Spanish influence on it. But he basically, just very quickly on him, he comes from the year 2099, after the Age of Heroes. So pretty much everyone, there's no more superheroes going around anymore. There's legends, like people worship Thor as a god and things like that. But Miguel O'Hara is a genetic scientist, and he's real into Spider-Man. He just thinks Spider-Man is real cool. He's doing bits of experiments to see can he replicate them. He ends up through a series of events testing it on himself, and he gains 50% spider DNA, which is pretty good, it turns out. But he has like, you know, this Tobey Maguire like spikes in his hands that allow him to climb. That's a Miguel O'Hara thing, and they're basically always out. He can't pull him back in very easily.
Okay, so he's always sticking to things.
Just his hands and feet, like that's where the spikes are. So that's
just
how he can climb.
Feet.
Just it, but Peter Parker, like he could stick just his back to a wall and it sticks. He can stick his hand to your face and pull the hand away, and you know, like that's how he does it. That's
a horrifying image. Yes.
Mark of Cain, it's called. It's great. But Miguel is like, he's like kind of 50-50 in Spider-Man-ness in a lot of ways.
Right. And so in regards to, like, Miguel O'Hara could be taking up the Peter B. Parker role, but it could also be a case of, like, he's in this one and he's going to be a main character in these films, but he appears in this. They have said, Lord and Miller, that they will be going back to all the characters we know, and then also introducing a load of characters that we don't know. So they have a part 1, part 2. We've no idea who the villain is. We've no idea who any of those people are. But what we do know is, we got 2099, he's going to be appearing. That's a great start. You got Miguel O'Hara. The minute they bring back Peter B. Parker, I think the trailer, like, that trailer is going to blow up, because people like to see Jake Johnson do things, and he's perfect in that role. And so I think this movie could be, is it better or worse than the first one? I mean, the first one just has the magic in a bottle, so you don't really want to put that on this one. The
first one is always going to be special, I think, is the thing. But I feel like the first one got so much praise that I think this might do slightly better than the first one.
But I think it'll be slightly worse.
I don't even want to say worse, you know, because I think it's just going to be different. It can't be the same movie again, is the thing. So
yeah,
some bits are going to work and some might not.
I mean, like, it's still going to be, like, top 3 Spider-Man movies. Or, like, top 4. But, like, it's just slightly worse than the best Spider-Man movie that they've made. Because, I mean, people probably like the live action more. Some people... I love Homecoming as well. I think Homecoming is excellent. Spider-Man 2, of course. But Into the Spider-Verse is so Spider-Man-y that I was like, this is, like... It's literally... And, I mean, that's what they were going for. They just picked the comic book panels and they just put it on screen. They're like, there you go. This is a batshit crazy story. Yeah,
and like that, but they did it in a stylized, unique way that we'd never seen before. I suppose like the back foot that they're on now is that we know the style. We won't be like, and we can still be impressed by the animation, but we won't be as wowed by it, I would say, because it's not brand new to us.
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to this. This is going to be one of my biggest, most anticipated movies probably of next year. So I cannot wait. Right up there with Moonfall, and Batman is like 5th. So Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Movie Mondays. I survived. So. I did not die. I need to go blow my nose quite a lot of times now.
But Connor, you power through. We all respect you for it, and we'd like to thank you very much. Would you like me to take us out?
Yes, please.
So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big shout outs to all the patrons over on Patreon who continue to support the show. Shout outs to I Saw Waffles Kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. Ho ho ho, Merry Wafflemas. Double shout out to Waffles as well, actually, because I thought I was following Waffles on Twitter, and I realised I wasn't. And so
you dickhead,
press the follow button, and I was immediately like, Waffles is going to get notified that I wasn't following them. Absolute gent about it. So thanks for that.
I love that your anxiety was definitely like, oh fuck, he's going to give out to me.
You know me too well, Connor. It's like Waffles is going to leave. Thanks also to Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the wife Hally, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Team Irish Walrus Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, During the Chaos, Kids and Counsellors Run and Hide Wherever They Can, McGrew. Oh, okay. Bit of a final battle building up in the story, I think. Fuck. So we'll see how that progresses. And thank you also to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle, Good Luck Julie in your volleyball finals, Browne. Don't know if those finals have happened yet, but I hope you did well.
They probably have, but I'd say Julie was player of the game. I'd say she killed it.
Player of the country, I would say.
Of the world.
Of the world.
She's our player of the world.
Universal champion Julie.
Very good. She's going to the WWE.
And I am eternally grateful for this podcast. See what I did there, Luke Hoth. All of you, absolute legends. Thank you so much for the continued support. Do head on over to the Facebook here, Detective Divilment's discussion group. Let us know if there's any weird newses that you want to throw in, or just anything you want us to talk about around Christmas time or any time in general. We're very easily swayed. If you're not on Facebook, you can use Twitter for that, at Heroes for Hire Pod. There is the Instagram Heroes for Hire Podcast. We do have a Spreadshirt store as well if you want some t-shirts or mugs or hats or backpacks, I want to say.
I think there are backpacks there. Pretty sure.
There are backpacks, yeah. Have a look. We don't know what's up there. And you can also email any questions or queries to heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But I think that's about it, Connor.
So, I have been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun 2.0. I'm a hacker now.
We shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.